Hey, teacher friends, welcome to my Facebook Live. I am so excited to be here with y'all today. My name is Carrie Rickman. I'm the founder of Create Your Balance with Literacy. Come on in and tell us where you're from and what grade that you're going to teach for next year. And welcome to my Facebook Live, all about my boot camp preview called Empowering Connection. And I cannot wait to share with you all the goodness that is going to be inside of this boot camp. I have been working so hard getting all of this ready for y'all. So I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that you will get something out of it. And I hope that you're excited as I am, because I am just ecstatic. So I've never done anything like this before. I've given tons of webinars, but I haven't given like a specific boot camp like this. And so this is really new to me. So I'm learning as I go. Okay. So welcome everybody who's hopping on in, and tell us where you're from and what grade you're going to teach next year, and tell us what you're excited about for the boot camp, okay? So a couple of housekeeping things before I get started. My face might freeze on the camera because my Wi-Fi is a little bit slow, okay? So if my face freezes, don't freak out. It's okay. My voice will keep going, okay? And so just stay on with me. Nothing's gonna happen. It's just because I live out in the country and my Wi-Fi is really slow. So, hey Cameron, so glad that you're here. Oh, Cameron teaches first grade. Oh, I love first grade. That's my passion. So if you are already in my Facebook group, if you're here today, you've already seen me, how I do my webinars and how I do my trainings. So you know a lot about me already. So I'm not going to waste your time and tell you all about my life history. So I do wanted to tell you though, if you're commenting today during this Facebook Live, then I might give you a free ticket. So I'm going to pick one lucky person at the end of the webinar to win one free ticket into my boot camp, okay? So if you're just hopping on, keep those comments coming, and at the end, I'm going to have a Q&A, okay, about the boot camp. So any questions that you have, save them until the very end, okay? So keep that in mind and type them out in the comments, and then I'll answer your questions. And then, hi Janina, so glad you're here. And at the end, I'm going to have a Q&A. I have a lot of Q&A already prepared for you guys. And so if you have anything else that you want to ask, that is the time that you can ask me. I will be happy to help you out with any questions that you have. Okay? So keep those comments coming, okay, guys? So in this boot camp, you already if you're here today, you probably already know a lot of this, but I'm going to go over it in detail, okay? So you guys know exactly what to expect, okay? So the boot camp includes these things. So first of all, it's going to start next Monday, okay? Not this coming Monday, not tomorrow, but June the 24th. So it's going to be for 6 days, June 24th through the 29th, okay? It's going to be in a separate pop-up Facebook group. It's not going to be in this one. It's going to be in a separate group, okay? The pop-up Facebook group has a password, okay? So after you purchase or after you register today, make sure that you check your email. The password is in the email and also the link to join the Facebook group. This Facebook group is only going to be available for 3 weeks, okay? And after 3 weeks, I'm going to archive it. And so anything that I share with you, any files that I upload for you, make sure to download them quickly so you get them all downloaded and ready for your new school year. Okay, so you have until July the 13th. I'm going to close it down on July 13th. So you have 3 weeks to download anything that I give you. Okay, so I'm going to share with you in just a minute what that looks like. Okay. Oh, Janina, I've been looking forward to this for over a month now. Me too, girl. Me too. I'm so excited to be here. Okay, so back to my slide. Sometimes I get a little excited and I get off on a tangent here. 6 live trainings with Q&A, okay? So the trainings are going to be about an hour and a half long, every single day, and they're going to be at the same time every day. So on June the 24th at 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock Central Standard Time, okay? 10 to 11 or 11:15, 11:30 will be the time for each training, okay? All right, so those are live trainings. If you can't show up live to the trainings, it's okay. You can watch them at a later time. It is okay. So like I said, you are going to have a separate Facebook pop-up group where you can get connected with other people, other teachers, and you can get support. So I'm really hoping that you guys can ask questions in the Facebook group. You can comment with each other, get to know each other. You're going to introduce yourself when you get into the Facebook group and tell us all about yourself so we can get to know you, okay? You're also going to get 6 CPE hours of credit. So I'm CPE certified. CPE stands for Continuing Professional Education, okay? So you're going to get 6 PD hours for this coming school year. I mean, that's awesome, okay? That is awesome. The Facebook trainings will all be live, okay? You're going to get access to all of my resources that I teach you in the boot camp, okay? Anything that I teach you about, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to put it up. I'm going to upload it in the Facebook group, and you can download it whenever you have a chance. Just make sure you do that before July 13th. Okay, I'm going to have teacher challenges, okay? I'm going to share with you what that looks like in a minute. For the teacher challenges, you can win TPT gift cards or Amazon gift cards, or you can win a free mentor text, okay? So during the trainings, if you see a mentor text that you love, that you don't have, and if you win a mentor text, then I will send it to you in the mail, okay? And then today, your early bird payment is $25 for today. Now, I already put a link in the comments for how to register, okay? There's already a link there. So if you'll scroll all the way up, okay, to the very top of the comments, and there is a link that I posted, and it's a Kajabi link, and you can register at any time during the webinar, okay? But if you want to stay till the end, then I'm going to give away 1 free ticket to 1 lucky teacher today, okay? So keep commenting, and we'll see who that's going to be. So the early bird payment of $25 is today and tomorrow, okay? And then the price is going to go up to $35, okay? So if you want to get into the boot camp at $25, you need to do it today or tomorrow, okay? Don't wait, because then the price will go up. So training number 1 is all about classroom systems. Okay, now I'm going to go through all of these trainings with you in detail in just a second. Okay, hey Brandy, I'm so glad you're here. Yay! So glad you guys are here with me. Training number 2 is the first 5 days of Readers Workshop. Training number 3, the first 5 days of Writers Workshop. Training number 4, the first 5 days of Math Workshop. Training number 5, the first 5 days of Science. And training number 6 is building relationships with parents and students. Okay, so I'm going to go in detail about what each training has in it, so you know exactly what you're going to be getting, okay? Training number 1 is classroom systems. I have tons and tons of tips and tricks for this. I'm very OCD, as you guys probably already know this, okay? I love things organized in their correct place. And I'm going to share with you how I set up my classroom, okay? How I organize my centers, okay? I have 20 literacy centers in my classroom, and I will share with you how I organize all of them, okay? And what I have inside of all of those centers. My student name tags, I'm going to share with you my tips and tricks for student name tags. My teacher table, how I organize my teacher table, what kind of supplies do I have at my teacher table? What kind of organizers do I use? What do I do at my teacher table? Those kinds of things. And then how do I organize my mentor text? Mentor text, for some reason, is always like an issue with teachers, I've found, especially teachers from my school. They're constantly looking for a mentor text, and they don't know where they put it. So I'm going to share with you how I organize my mentor text, and how I keep them in a safe place. And I know exactly where they are. So if somebody comes to my room and says, Kara, I want to borrow the kissing hand, can I borrow it? I'm like, yeah, exactly. I know exactly where that is. Okay. And also how I organize my thematic units. Okay. And student supplies are very, very important. Student supplies are always a big issue, I feel like, with teachers, especially new teachers that have never taught in the classroom before. This is overwhelming. This is very overwhelming. I mean, you remember those days when you were a first-year teacher, right? I sure do. So I'm going to give you my tips and tricks about student supplies, like the notebooks, where to put notebooks and folders and clipboards and whiteboards and their crayon box, their crayons, their markers, their glue sticks, their glue bottle, their headphones. I hate headphones. I don't know about you, but I hate them. But I have an easy way to store them that I just found out this past year that I really like. Okay, so I'm going to share with you what that is. And then activities for the week, I'm going to share with you how I organize my materials and supplies, my mentor texts for the whole week. And again, some teachers struggle with this. They have piles and piles on their desks and they can't find anything. And I can't function that way. I am not like that. So if you're a little OCD like me, or even if you're not, you probably already have a system for that, but I'm going to share with you what I do that really works. And then student data folders. Okay, so if you have never had a student data folder or a student binder, then I'm going to share with you how I do my data folders, how I track iStation, how I track addition and subtraction, fact fluency, how I track attendance, okay, and how I track behaviors. So anyway, I'm going to share with you all of those exciting things. And then exit tickets, okay? I have an easy, quick way to do exit tickets. They do not take up very much time at all. So I'm going to share with you how I do that. And rules and procedures for the first week of school for the carpet, how to sit, how to raise your hand, all the rules and procedures that I have for my classroom, for the centers, for the cafeteria, for recess, and dismissal. Okay, so that is all training number 1. That one's going to be a long one. So the first one, this is going to be on June the 24th. It'll be at 10 o'clock. And it'll probably be closer to an hour and a half because it's going to be kind of a long training, okay? And that one has a lot of pictures. I'm going to show you some videos of my class and lots of good stuff. And I'm going to be giving you guys these resources, okay? So included with this training, you're going to get my student data trackers resource, okay? So if you look right here in the corner, right up here in the corner, this is my student data trackers. It's got iStation, reading logs, addition, subtraction, fact fluency, multiplication, division, iReady, M-Class, sight words, center checklists, behavior calendars, calendar for attendance. All of these data trackers you're going to get with the training. And then I'm going to give you my thematic unit binder cover pages. If you want to put your units into binders, I'm going to share with you how I do that. These are the cover pages that I use for those. And my exit tickets, okay? I'm going to share with you my exit tickets and my booklets that you can use for every single subject, okay? Okay, so that's going to be what you're going to get. I also have library labels and I have days of the week labels for organizing your library and your student supplies for the week. And then the most important thing, I think, are the rules and procedure cards. These are cards that you can use for your pocket chart on the first week of school whenever you are introducing your rules and procedures. So you're going to get 6 different resources that go with this training, okay? So here's my plan for that. So after the training is over, on the first day, I'm going to be uploading all 6 of these into the pop-up Facebook group, okay, for you guys to download. So again, you have 3 weeks to download any resource that I will upload for you, okay? And that's just training number 1, y'all. Okay, so now we're on training number 2. So this is going to be the second day. So on June 25th, okay? June 25th is going to be the first 5 days of Reader's Workshop. Okay. Now, Reader's Workshop, if you don't know what Reader's Workshop is, it's the gradual release of responsibility, the I do, the we do, and the you do. Okay. That is how I teach. That is I'm a firm believer in the gradual release of responsibility. You may be also as well. You may have been taught how to teach like that already. If you have not been taught how to teach like that, I'm going to share with you how I do that, okay? This is a framework that I use for reading, writing, math, and science, okay? And so it's the gradual release of responsibility. So I'm going to share with you lesson plans that have objectives, okay? So there's 5 days of lesson plans. These lesson plans have objectives. They have suggested mentor text. Now, like I said, if you see a mentor text during this training that you really like and that you don't have, okay, you could win that mentor text. So it also has anchor charts, okay? I'm going to share with you some anchor charts you can use. It also has differentiated interactive notebooks. This is fabulous, okay? I just created differentiated interactive notebooks for all of these lessons. That's why I've been working so hard. You guys have probably thought, "Where's Kara? I haven't seen her in a long time." Well, I've been really working hard, y'all. Okay, so I want to make sure that you guys have the best training that you've ever had. No lie. Okay, and I want you to get your money's worth for this training. I'm going to teach you explicit instructions for the I do, we do, and you do. Okay, for each lesson. I'm going to read them out to you so you know exactly what to do. These lessons also have rigor and relevance, okay? Now, if you don't know what rigor and relevance are, I don't know if you guys are in Texas, but we have the T-tests in Texas. I know some of you guys are in Texas. So we have different modules, different quadrants that we have to teach. And so we have It's ICLE. I don't remember the ICLE words for those, but we have people that actually come to our district and observe us with rigor and relevance. So it's higher level questioning. It's more student-led than teacher-led. So I'm going to share with you how I do that, even on the first week of school, okay? And then introducing rules and procedures for how to introduce Reader's Workshop. Now, Reader's Workshop is all about comprehension. It's reading comprehension, okay? This is not science of reading, okay? So I don't know if you're misconstrued or not, but the science of reading is more of what I would do in my small group for reading. I'm not going to be teaching you the small group. I'm going to be teaching you the comprehension piece, because for STAR test, when these kids have to take their state test, they have to be able to comprehend what they are reading, okay? So this Reader's Workshop is all about reading comprehension. Okay, so lesson number 1 is going to be, why do readers read? Okay? Lesson number 2 is, what does reading time look like and sound like? Lesson number 3, how do we treat books? Oh, that is so important, okay? Lesson number 4 is Cant is buried. This is one of my favorite lessons, y'all. I love it. I love it. And then lesson number 5 is, what is your schema? Okay? Now, the freedom of all this is that when you're teaching these lessons, you do not have to spend one day on each lesson. These lessons are designed to last you 2 or 3 days. There's enough material that you can spend at least 2 days on each lesson, okay? So when I label these, I don't put day 1 or day 2. I'm putting lesson 1 or lesson 2. So you can drag them out however long you need to, because my style of teaching is different than your style of teaching, okay? I've gotten really, really good and efficient about teaching these lessons because I've done them for so long. But you may not have taught this way before, so you might need longer, and that's fine. That is absolutely fine. It's also depending on your kids, okay? If you have really, really slow children that work really slow, it's going to take you longer, okay? Now, this is what the lesson plan looks like, okay? I'm giving you a little sneak peek at lesson number 1. This is called Why Do Readers Read? Okay, so included with this lesson, you have this template that has the objective, it has the mentor text, it has the anchor chart, it has 3 different levels of interactive notebooks, okay? So what I did was I color-coded these interactive notebooks, okay? So whenever you see a red sticker, the red one, that is the kindergarten level. Whenever you see the green sticker, that's the first grade level. When you see the yellow sticker, that's the second grade level, okay? So they're differentiated with different levels. However, you might have a first grader that needs a kindergarten page, or you might have a second grader that needs a first grade page, okay? Do you get what I'm saying? So you're going to differentiate for your kiddos. The first lesson that you do, you might want to give them all the same one, because how are you going to know who gets what? Okay, you're just going to have to go with all the same level, the same page the first time. And then the second time, you can go from there and see who needs what level. So in this training, I'm going to share with you what each level looks like and how you're going to teach it, how you're going to introduce it. I also have explicit directions for I do, we do, you do. And I have an exit ticket at the end. Okay, here's the anchor chart that you're going to get. These anchor charts are already made for you. I spent a couple of summers ago, I spent a whole summer pre-making all of my anchor charts, and I'm going to share with you how I make them interactive. And these you can copy onto colored paper or whatever you want to do and put it on your smartboard, or if you want to blow them up on a poster maker, okay, that's up to you. So you can put them on your smartboard or you can hang them up, but they're already made for you, okay? How easy is that? Saves you lots of prep time, okay? So this is what the lesson plans look like for the training number 2 for the first 5 days of Readers Workshop. This is only the first lesson. This isn't even all of it. This is just part of it, okay? So you're going to expect lots of greatness, lots of great things, okay, for lesson number 2. Okay, lesson number 3, our training number 3 is the first 5 days of Writer's Workshop. I don't know about you, but I love teaching writing. Writing is my favorite thing to teach. You guys probably already know this. But I've trained tons and tons of teachers how to launch Writer's Workshop. And that's one of the trainings that I do in my own district for my own teachers. So this training is going to have, I'm going to show you some videos of my kiddos during Writer's Workshop. I like to show you guys videos of the end in mind, okay? You're going to think about the end in mind and what your goal is. What do you want your kids to do at the end of the year? What's your goal, okay? So we're going to talk about goals. Same with the reading one too. And what do you want your kids to do at the end of the year? And it's hard to think like that at the beginning of the year, but it's easier to think about that now because we just finished our year, okay? So, and I can still picture my class that I just had. I don't know about you, but I can still picture them, how they were working hard and they were acting like second graders already. They were maturing. They were writing better. They were reading better. So you can picture your class last year. Think about all the different things that you went through to get them there at the end of the year. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears, right? But it's also very rewarding. It's an amazing growth. It's amazing growth. So we're going to talk about the goals that we're going to have. So these lessons include, again, objectives, suggested mentor text, your anchor charts, they're already made for you, differentiated interactive notebooks, how to teach the I do, we do, and you do, explicit instructions, rigor and relevance, and introducing rules and procedures. So lesson number 1 is called Write from Your Heart. Now, I've done these lessons for many years, and I know they work. I know they work because I've done them. My kids love them. It gets them hooked into writing, okay? So if you have you've ever struggled with teaching writing, I feel you, okay? I know. It is a struggle. It's a challenge for lots of teachers. They don't teach you that in college. No way. They don't teach you a lot of these things in college. You just have to learn from experience, learn from your workshops, your trainings that you have been to. So that's what my hope is, my dream for you, is that I can help you become a better writing teacher. Okay? So lesson number 2 is what does writing time look like and sound like? Lesson number 3, what is a dictionary? Lesson number 4, what is an author and an illustrator? Lesson number 5 is creating a mental image. Okay? So this is part of lesson number 1. Again, you have a template that shows the title, the objective, the mentor text. We have differentiated notebooks, interactive notebooks. Some of them don't have as many because the lesson just didn't need it. So some of them might have 2 different differentiated ones, and some of them might have 3. Okay? So it all depends on the quality of your writers, the level of your kids, whatever they are at, because Writer's Workshop differentiates itself. If you've ever taught Writer's Workshop with the gradual release of responsibility, you know when you teach process writing, every child is on a different part of the writing process. Okay? So you might have 5 kids on brainstorming, you might have 5 kids on first draft, you might have 6 kids on publishing. They're all different and they all work at their own pace. Okay? So I'm going to show you how to get that off the ground. Okay? And it can be very daunting if you haven't taught writing this way. But after you have done it for a little while, it gets easier and easier, I promise. Okay? So you have this anchor chart that's already made for you. You have your interactive notebook. And then you have the I do, we do, and you do, and then a reflection time at the end. The reflection time is kind of like the exit ticket, where the kids sit in the author's chair and they share what they wrote. Okay? So you are setting the stage for what Writer's Workshop is going to look like and sound like for the whole year. Okay? That's what you're setting the stage for. Training number 4 is all about the first 5 days of Math Workshop. Okay? Math Workshop has, again, lesson plans with objectives, suggested mentor texts, anchor charts, differentiated interactive notebooks, how to teach the I do, we do, and you do, rigor and relevance. You've got to have rigor and relevance. And then introducing your rules and procedures. Okay? So the first 5 days of lessons. Lesson number 1, graphing how we get home. Again, these lessons are open-ended to where you can spend 2 or 3 days on a lesson. You do not have to do one lesson in one day. Okay? If you want to do the I do and the we do on the first day, and then the I do and the you do on the second day, that's perfectly fine. Or you can mix it up. Do the we do and the you do together, or do the I do and the we do together. It is totally up to you, totally up to how much time you have and how much time it takes for you to do each lesson and how your level of your kids. Okay, so you're going to graph how we go home. That's a really important thing to do, especially on the first day of school, because then you know exactly how they're going home, right? Lesson number 2 is what is a mathematician. Lesson number 3 and 4 and 5 is where I will share with you how to start your math stations. So what is Math Workshop? We're going to do 3 days of getting your math stations off the ground with technology, teacher table, and journal, math tubs, independent practice. Okay? So I'm going to share with you how I start that and how I teach my kids the rules and procedures for Math Workshop and all that good stuff. So again, this is what the lesson plan looks like for math for the first lesson. And it's got the title at the top. It has the objectives. It has the mentor text. It has the anchor chart, which is already made for you. And then it has the interactive notebook. And let's see, Cameron, you said, would we add this alongside our district curriculum? We don't have enough time for our schedule to get much done. It was difficult. Yes, that's a really good question, Cameron. So in our district, we use Eureka Math. What curriculum do y'all use, Cameron? Can you tell me? And I'm going to share how I stick in Eureka Math within my math workshop. So last year was my first year to really dig into Eureka Math and then include it into my math stations. And actually, it worked out really well, and I really liked it. Use Go Math. Okay, yeah, we used Go Math before too. But yes, I'm going to share with you how you can incorporate this, okay? You can use my lessons as a supplement. You don't have to use my lessons as your core curriculum, of course, but as a supplement, and then you can add some of my lessons into your I do or the we do or the you do, okay? So, but this is just an example of the first lesson, and this is my graph that we make on the first day of school of how we get home, and then that graph, I use that graph a lot during the year, and it's really good for substitutes, because if you have a sub, they can look at those pictures of the kids' names on the cards, and they know who's going where. So, and then we're going to make a graph that goes into our math journal. Okay, training number 5. I'm getting my trainings and lessons mixed up here. Training number 5 is the first 5 days of science. Now, again, if you have a science curriculum that you have to use, go ahead and use it. But these lessons you can use as a supplement, or if you don't like one of your lessons in your science curriculum and you want to substitute one of my lessons, that's fine. Or you can add to it, whatever you want to do. But this is just for you to use as you need them, okay? And I know some schools don't even have a science curriculum. They don't have any science. So they're just like, flying by the seat of their pants here. And I know that is, it's really hard. It's really hard to do. But in Texas, we have the TEKS resource system, which has a scope and sequence laid out for us. So we already know which units we're doing. So the first 5 days of science are all about what is a scientist and science tools. So that's what I wrote for the lesson plans. So you're going to have objectives. You're going to have suggested mentor text, and anchor charts, differentiated notebooks, how to teach the I do, we do, and you do, rigor and relevance. I feel like science really helps with rigor and relevance with phenomenon, and then introducing rules and procedures for science. So lesson number 1 is all about what is science. Lesson number 2 is what is the scientific method. Lesson number 3, what is a scientist? Lesson number 4, what are science tools? And lesson number 5, what are science tools? Okay. And so those are the lessons that I'm going to train you with. And again, you can supplement these for your own curriculum if you want to, or add them in. Some districts like us, we have the first week to do like a unit 0. We call it unit 0. And that means that's when we introduce the rules and procedures for all of the different parts of subjects. So these lessons that I'm sharing with you are all the unit 0s. That's how we get started. So it's just funny that we call them unit 0. I don't know why, but so this is before you even start your curriculum. Okay. So you get your objective, you get your suggested mentor text, you have your anchor chart, what is a scientist, and then we have a very simple science experiment that we're going to do on the first day of school. I explicitly wrote out the I do, we do, you do, and then you have an exit ticket for science. You have interactive notebooks that are also differentiated, and these for science, they have 3 levels. So they're going to have, there's a kindergarten, the first grade, and a second grade one that you can choose from whatever you need, okay? So I hope that answers y'all's question a little bit better. And then training number 6 is about building relationships with parents and students. Okay, so this one is also going to be a long one. I'm going to share my morning meeting schedule. Okay, I have a very specific morning meeting schedule, and mentor text that I use for our first unit. Our first unit is going to be, this year is going to be self-awareness, and activities to go with self-awareness. I'll show you how I do building a social contract with my kids and the questions that I ask them. How to do iMessages, how to teach your kids how to do iMessages when there's conflict resolution. My kids know exactly what to do if there is a problem. Before they even come and ask me or tell me or tattle, they do iMessages all by themselves. It is a powerful thing. It is amazing to watch the kids problem solve by themselves. Okay? Yes, and even kindergarten first graders can do this. I'm going to teach you effective parent communication. The parent communication schedule that I do, I'm going to share with you what that looks like. My newsletters, my weekly newsletters, how I use Seesaw, and all the different tricks that I do with the parents over the year to gain a special relationship with them. Because let's face it, whenever we have a difficult parent conference, and we have a very difficult conversation about behavior or, IEPs or special ed testing or dyslexia testing, we have to have a really good relationship with parents. If you have a good relationship with them, they trust you. And they know that you have their child's best interest at heart. And so whatever you're going to tell them, they trust you. So I'm going to share with you how I do that. I'm also going to share how I do my Meet the Teacher night. Okay? The very first night that I ever meet them, because you only get one chance to make a great first impression. Okay? And then my star student, I have a star student each week, and I use my star student as my my teacher helper, and they are also my peer facilitator. So yes, even first graders can do this. So I'm going to share with you my tips and tricks for that, and also how I use bonus bucks as my classroom economy. So I use bonus bucks for positive behavior and negative behavior. I have a treasure box in my class. They earn money for the treasure box. And so my kids know that if they break a rule, they break a law in the class, that they are going to have to owe me bonus bucks. So speaking of bonus bucks, these are the resources that you get for this training. Okay? You're going to get 4 resources. You're going to get Show Me the Money, which is my behavior management system using bonus bucks. And then you're going to get school supply labels for Meet the Teacher night, if you need supply labels for that. I'm also going to give you my transportation tags for bus, car, walker, daycare. And then, this is the best one. These are editable back-to-school forms. Okay? My back-to-school forms include getting to know your child, the transportation list, my my All About Me letter that I give my parents the very first night of Meet the Teacher. And then there's a lot of other things too that are editable, so you can make them however you want to. So I have examples in there, and then you can also edit them as long however you want to. So you're going to get these 4 resources, and then so after training number 6 is over that afternoon, then I'm going to give you these in the Facebook group. Okay. All right, so if you guys have any questions, now is the time to ask, and I think I already answered some of your questions, but if you think of something else, please type it in the comments, okay? There's a couple of questions, there's actually 10 questions that I thought of. If I were purchasing this, if I were registering for this boot camp, what would I want to know, okay? And some of these questions I've already had from other teachers. So, question number 1. What time will the live trainings be from June 24th to 29th? I think I already answered this, but I'm going to answer it again. They're going to be at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time from 10 to 11 or 11:30, okay? Give or take. They should last an hour to an hour and a half, okay? What if I cannot watch the live trainings? Can I watch the replays? Yes, absolutely. You can watch the replays up until Saturday, July 13th. Okay? So you can watch them at your own time. You can watch them for 2 days, 3 days, however long it takes you. Just make sure that you download the resources that I put in there. Okay? Before July 13th. Number 3, how do we register for the boot camp? So if you scroll way up to the very, very top, the top comment, I already put the link for registering, okay? So for today and tomorrow, the boot camp is $25, okay? You got an early bird special. And then after tomorrow, the price is going to go up to $35. So you want to snag it today or tomorrow, okay, if you have a chance. If you signed up on my wait list, I already sent you an email this morning. I sent you an email about how to register, and there's a link in the email, okay? So you want to check that out if you haven't seen it, or you can use this link that I just put into the comments here, okay? After this Facebook Live is over, I'm going to also link another, I'll link it again in the Facebook group so you guys have it different places, okay, if you didn't see it. Number 4, how do I join the pop-up Facebook group? So remember, the bootcamp is not in this Facebook group. This is going to be a new Facebook group. It's going to be a pop-up Facebook group. Once you have registered, you will receive an email, and in that email, there will be a link to join the group and a password. I'm not going to just let anybody in there. You have had to purchase it already and registered, and you have to have a password, okay? So the email that you get after you register has the password. So you want to check your email and check your spam, okay? Because it might go to your spam, and I'm not sure if it will or not. So number 5, how are we going to get the resources to go with the trainings? Okay, so every day after each training, I'm going to upload the files into the Facebook group. Okay, it will be up to you to download them before July 13th. Okay, so you have 3 weeks, 3 weeks that you can download any resource that you like from the Facebook group. Okay. Number 6, how long will the registration be open? Okay, so it's opening today. Today's the first day. The registration will be open until Sunday, June the 23rd. Okay, so today is the earlier bird special of $25 and today and tomorrow, and then the price goes up to $35. So register today or tomorrow, and then next Sunday, which is June 23rd, okay, the registration link will close. So you have 1 week. Now, if you have any teacher friends that you think would benefit from this training, share with them the link and share with them, you can share with them this webinar that I'm giving, this Facebook Live. Some of them might already be in our Facebook group, but you can tell your teacher friends. They might be interested. Now, some teachers may not know about this. So spread the word for me, okay? If you have any teacher friends that are interested, I would really appreciate it. And then number 7 says, how do I win a TPT Amazon gift card? Okay, so we're going to have some teacher challenges during the week, during the trainings. Once you join the pop-up Facebook group, you will have a chance to post questions. If you post a question, I will answer it at the end of each live training, okay? So let's say your question is about Writer's Workshop, okay? You have a specific question about writing. I will put your question at the end of the writing training. Let's say your question is about math. Then I'll put your question at the end of the math training, okay? So I'll try to categorize them as I go, okay? Oh, thanks, Cameron. Yeah, please share with your teacher friends. I would love it. And then, so if you submit a question in our Facebook group, I'm going to put your name in a raffle, okay? At the very last day on June 29th, I'm going to have a raffle for a TPT gift card, an Amazon gift card, and 10 people are going to win free mentor texts, okay? So like I said, anytime during this training that you see a mentor text that you love, then you may be able to win one of them, okay? Oh, thank you, Janina. I really appreciate that. So if you post a comment in the Facebook group, then your name will be in a raffle to win. And I believe that the TPT and Amazon gift cards will be about $30 to $40. I haven't quite decided that yet, but they'll be a really, really awesome deal. And I may also be giving away other resources from my TPT store for you guys as well. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Also, you might get some bonuses. Number 8, how do we get our 6-hour certificate? Okay, so at the end of the last training, I'm going to give you a Google form to fill out with your name, your address, your email, and your phone number, and I will email you the certificate. Okay, the certificate is going to be on email. So the last day we'll have a Google form. I'll put it in the Facebook group, and then you can fill that out. And then I will submit the certificate to you for 6 hours. Okay. Number 9 is, how do we win a free mentor text? The same thing as the gift cards. If you submit a question in our Facebook group, I will put your name in a raffle to be drawn on the last training. There will be 10 winners for the mentor texts. If you win, I'll send you a Google form to fill out with your name, address, phone number, and then I'll mail it to you. Okay? So, number 10 is, what if I see a resource in the training that is not included? Can I still buy it? Yes, you can still buy it. So here's the thing. My TPT store is going to be 20% off during the whole boot camp. Okay? So the whole next week is 20% off of everything in my store. Okay? So any resource that you see in the training that I did not already offer, that I told you about, then you can ask me to post it in the Facebook group, and then I will link it for you. Okay? But you can always go to my TPT store, create your balance with literacy, and check it out if you want to. Okay? All right. So here's the moment you guys have been waiting for. And I'm going to select one lucky teacher that is going to get one free ticket. Okay? So I really appreciate all of you guys commenting during the webinar. So I'm going to have to go with Miss Janina Markham Adams. Janina, you are always so faithful in there whenever I have my webinars. I really appreciate your support. So Janina, I'm going to invite you into the Facebook group today, and you can go ahead and get in, and you get a free ticket in. So congratulations. That's amazing. Okay? I am so happy for you. Okay? So make sure to check the comments to register for the boot camp. If you have not registered yet, you're going to go up to the very, very top and go ahead and register for that. Okay. And today and tomorrow it's $25. And then after tomorrow, the price goes up to $35. And then remember that the link is going to close next Sunday on June the 23rd. Okay. Next Sunday, it's going to close. And then I cannot wait to see all of you guys in my new Facebook group. It's going to be so fun and so engaging and so exciting. I cannot wait to share that time with you. You guys are going to learn so much. And this is the part of the reason why I'm doing this training, because I love to spend time with you guys, and I love teaching you guys and sharing my ideas. So if you have any questions about the boot camp, please ask in the comments, okay? And I'll type out the answer for you. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, let's take your classroom to the next level. And I love you guys. Mwah. All right.